It is Tuesday, March the 4th, 2025. I am James, you are you, and we are here for another brisk and breathtaking episode of At Home with James. We were preempted last night due to unforeseen incidences, otherwise known as work, but now we're here. Because where else would we be? If there's no show on a Monday, you can bet your bottom dollar, you can bet your Aunt Fanny, you could bet your ASS that we'll either be here to supplement the missed episodes on a Tuesday or at least a Wednesday. In this case, it's going to be a Tuesday as we get ever so closer to celebrating 5 years. Now, I dabbled. I'm going to put the cards on the table. I dabbled with tonight being the beginning of the anniversary. And then I started thinking, okay, we're going to unban guests, but who? And then that's where I cut off the thought process right after we're going to unban guests. They're still banned. We put the vote out to the people. They voted, don't unban the guests. So we are in the trenches by ourselves, by our lonesome. But who is we? You know who we is. New slogan for the show. You know who we is. You can't have we without the person that joins me every single Monday right here live on the airwaves. Let's open the gate. Let's let him out of his little cage. We got a dish in there, little pee pad. He's ready to make a mess live on the internet. Let's get Dave in here.
Hey, James,
Dave,
what's going on?
what'd you think about that intro?
Oh, it's just another usual
It's the same
half-court
crap.
shot.
Same crap.
I liked it.
Yeah?
People like their same old crap.
Do you
That's why
do
people
you have
still
any,
have cable television.
what I have cable television.
Exactly.
And the amount of times I turn my TV on is almost never.
Yeah.
And there's this, and I don't know what it is. There's a weird disconnect that if I cut the cord, it's like, I'm going to miss something. I think I'm going to do it once the hockey season is over. It's enough now.
You're not going to miss anything, James. Television stanks.
But I have no streaming services.
Well, you buy a streaming service. You
I
take
don't
some of
want
that
to.
saved money and you invest it in maybe an Amazon Prime membership. It's probably not that these days.
Yeah, I don't really want to watch anything.
Well, there you go.
It's the amount of times I get caught in conversations about TV and movies and I have nothing to contribute. Then I think people feel bad about talking about their favorites around me, but I just tune out. I look, as we all do, at my phone.
Oh, maybe you
We,
could
we have to stop doing that.
take that money. Oh, yeah, we're addicted to our phones.
Yeah. Gonna have to face it, we're addicted to phones.
So, yeah.
How come that parody song hasn't come out yet? Oh, I know why, because it sucks.
Well, that wouldn't stop anything from coming out these days.
I see the screen. I've got a text.
It's pretty.
You're calling me.
Yeah.
Now, how does the rest of that song go?
I don't know. I just know you might as well face it. You're
addicted to phones. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only part you really need to do. That would be
The
like
bridge to the chorus is good. You like to think that you're immune to the stuff. That line we can keep.
Okay, we'll keep it. Unless we get a copyright stricken because we're.
And then we do
this.
another Robert Palmer. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of texting you.
That's pretty. That's all. That's a whole
Yep.
phone
Yep.
album.
Yeah, and then we can use Simply Irresistible, but it's about a phone.
Yeah.
But now I find phones. Boom, 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 boom. Simply Irresistible. Where are you going to find this riffing anywhere else?
This is you riffing
Yeah.
by yourself, making
Yeah,
parody songs.
because you don't have song recall. That's the
I
problem.
don't have song recall, and I don't even know who sings all these songs originally.
Robert Palmer, it's the same guy.
Oh, okay. What is he? Is he in a band or he's by himself?
Oh God, I can't remember what band he was in. A band, but I think he's most notorious for being alone.
Oh.
What just happened there?
My wife, my fell asleep in my bed, and my wife went
Your
to move.
wife's son?
My wife's well, it is my wife's son,
Yeah.
and then she tried to move him just now, but he started crying.
Yeah. So what's the plan tonight? You guys gonna have a I was gonna say threesome, but not in the way that it sounds. I meant
Go on with your little jokes. We're gonna
it wasn't even intended to be a joke, but I could hear the words in my brain and I just meant it to be like, are you guys gonna have a slumber party? But it was gonna come out threesome.
yeah, no, we're not gonna have a threesome with my son.
All right. Now there's this song by the band The Byrds, Triad. It's about threesomes,
Oh yeah.
but not in the way that I'm referring
Well, maybe
to.
it should be about phones.
Triad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be maybe you're in a group text with two of your great buddies.
Yeah.
How
Exactly.
about this? We start a fan club called the Great Buddies of At Home.
Okay. Write it down. We'll execute on it as a
No, we
deliverable.
won't. Just like everything else we plan to do, we don't do nothing. Nothin, nothing.
Nothing. And your chicks for free.
Dave, let's get into it. How's your
I
weekend?
can hear
As
him
as
crying
has
from
become
upstairs.
tradition on this show, we recap our weekends.
It was good. I did a little road trip with the fam.
Neither of us were in Quebec. We were in Ontario
Hmm.
and not with each other, much to my dismay.
That's right. We were both in Ontario. I was
Yeah.
in the nation's capital, and you were in the economic capital.
Yeah, I was in the entertainment capital
Sure. Yeah.
of Canada, Peterborough, Ontario.
Yeah.
So, Dave, you went to Ottawa. I went to Toronto.
Yeah. Although my daughter was like, "Oh, are we in Africa?" And I was like, "No, we're in Ottawa."
I want to ask why she said that, but I also am not quite sure I want the answer.
Well, the answer is they sort of sound slightly similar.
Ottawa and Africa.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to Africa. No,
So
we're
she
going to
thought she was
Ottawa.
going to the continent of Africa.
Well, I don't know if she understands the differences between cities, continents, and countries.
Well, whose fault is that,
My
Dad?
my own. I haven't.
Yeah.
I need a. I say to her.
Clearly, you're
It's
you're
not my
not
job to
teaching her.
educate you to her.
You're certainly not teaching her dental care.
Yeah, I say. Oh, thanks. I tell her Google's free.
Yeah, which it isn't.
No,
As
it's
I've
not.
maintained for years, it isn't free.
Yeah.
The concept of Google's free, but you have to pay for Sir, you have to pay for the internet.
If you don't know, if you're not paying for it, then you're the product.
I think you should give your daughter your phone so she can Google it, and then we can talk about the phone being simply irresistible. Then we go full circle with the joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that in the future. In the
Okay,
future.
you went to Ottawa. Was this a double date weekend?
There was another family that was there overlapping with us, but it wasn't. We weren't exclusively going with them.
Okay, it wasn't planned. When you told me you were with another family,
Hmm.
I my heart immediately broke for you. Now, there's a couple reasons. One, I'm projecting. Two, it would be a nightmare for me, so
Hmm.
it's just a byproduct of projecting. But also, I was on another trip that I suspect was a lot more fun. And
Yeah,
I thought Dave should be here.
I would say going to. Can I give spoilers to where you were?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You went to Toronto.
Yeah, well, I already mentioned it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert from something that has previously been spoiled.
You were in Toronto and you went to go see. I mean, I don't want to. Can I spoil what you did?
Spoil it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can spoil it. Well, I went to a wrestling show,
You
but if
went
you want to spoil it.
Yeah. Well, let me spoil it. You went to a wrestling show, the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Or as one of my coworkers referred to it yesterday, the wrestling chamber.
Yeah, the Elimination Chamber. It sounds like it's sort of a big time magic show, like a David Copperfield type of thing. Like,
Yeah, David Copperfield presents the elimination chamber where
yeah,
6 audience members go in and only one goes out.
yeah. Like that. What was that Christian Bale movie?
Batman?
No. The Prestige.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I don't
great
watch
movie.
I don't care for magic and I certainly don't want to watch movies about magic.
I'm sure it's on cable somewhere. You could watch it. Before
Maybe,
you
yeah,
cancel
on,
your
on Turner
subscription.
Classics. Yeah. And you went to Ottawa. Was there a main purpose?
No, well, I visit my sister lives there, so
Oh God.
I had dinner with her, and then another one of my wife's
Somehow,
friends
somehow your trip is getting worse retroactively to my ears.
had brunch with one of Sarah's high school friends and her husband and kids, and it was interesting because my kid, my son, my wife's son, looks a
Yeah.
lot like their sons. It's weird. So much so that they put on a costume, and I thought I called their kid my son's name by accident.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
weird.
did he get your wheels spinning?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, never got a paternity test for my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I mean,
What
it
would you do,
happens.
Dave? Yeah, what would you do? You find out tomorrow.
That one or both of my kids aren't mine.
One, your son's not yours.
That's extra complicated because I would have to stick around for my
Yeah, that's
daughter.
that's yeah, that's why I opted for that one. Let's make it a little bit messy.
I'd buy a duplex,
Sure.
live with the daughter upstairs, and then let
Okay,
her
so you're
visit her
looking
mother
for sole
downstairs.
custody of your daughter.
Yeah. Soul
Now
custody.
what now does it change the way that you look at your son? You know, it's like when a buddy does something, you're like, I don't know anymore.
Would it
Like
change
just
if I wasn't his father? It would probably change the way I looked at him. Yeah.
you'd have to look at him and go, I don't love you
No,
anymore.
I'd still love him because I do love him.
He's just some guy.
But now it's just I love
You'd
some
wean
little
yourself
dude.
off of him. It's just like, when people break up, they're like, let's stay friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go through a phase where you're sitting here like, yeah, I'd like it. But then you're in bed one night and you're just thinking about him getting railed by somebody else. Whatever
Right.
the kid equivalent of that is. It'd be
Another
like,
threesome little
yeah,
metaphor.
no, you'd be imagining another man like bouncing him up on his knee.
Yeah, well, that's for
Like,
sure. I'd be a
yeah.
bit of a
Do
dad
parents
cuck in
ever
that
think, you ever
scenario.
lay in bed like, oh man, if some other guy was pushing my kids on a swing? You ever get yourself worked up like that? You ever get a little nutty at night?
No, not too much like that. Although when there is times when like if somebody else is trying too hard with my kids, I'm just like just leave them alone.
You know who doesn't try too hard with your kids?
Yeah, it rhymes with games.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I give the adequate amount of trying.
you think so?
I know so. What do I not do that you would want me to do? I go above and beyond.
um, I think sometimes like I think there's a balance. Some people they treat your kids like they're only like they're little tiny kids and it's
Yeah.
annoying. And you are almost on the opposite end of the spectrum to the point where sometimes I'm like, oh, they're just kids, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I've had other parents say, "Well, I appreciate the way you talk to my
I
kids."
think for the most part, it's better to lean on your side than the other side for sure.
In the immortal gesture of Michael Jordan's security guard in The Last Dance,
I don't even I don't remember
right? When
that
they're when,
reference.
when they're playing that game, throwing quarters
Oh
against the
yeah, yeah,
wall.
yeah.
Great game. I remember when I used to play that one in gym class.
I took it personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Well,
I'm legendary with kids.
yeah, oh yeah.
100%. 100%. Okay, so Dave, you had an
Maybe
awful it sounds
notorious.
it sounds like you had an awful weekend.
It was all right. It was
And
all
again,
right.
I'm projecting. I'm putting myself
Oh well, here's something you would have
in.
liked. We went to a museum. We saw some dinosaur bones.
I don't like nerds have ruined dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They've ruined it for everyone else.
You think so? Now, do you feel like it's don't you feel like you shouldn't allow somebody else to define what you like?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's only my problem. And the other part is I don't like the Jurassic Park song, and it makes when I see dinosaurs, I think of that boring.
That's a great soundtrack.
No, it isn't. It sucks.
Life finds a way.
Coming in from the chat, Durka Johns TV. Why are guests banned? Durka Johns TV. Great question. Real simple answer. They're not bringing enough to the table. They're not firing on all cylinders. I'm carrying the load, and I'm ready to take the load out, as the great Jackson Brown once sang about.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dave? Is that a pretty succinct
I
answer?
think you've just about summed it up.
The guests on this show are just like the dinosaurs, extinct.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na.
But you know, James, life finds a way.
Is that from the movie?
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so you had a
Clever
very
girl.
you had a real grown up with a family weekend. And again, I want to be clear, I'm projecting. I'm saying, oh, this seems boring for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Now, was there any part where you're like, I'm bored?
Yeah.
How many times would you say?
Oh, I don't know. Half. Half of it.
Wow, okay. Now, at any point were you cognizant of like, oh man, he's in Toronto having a good time. I wish I was there. Did that thought go through your brain, or was your brain more occupied?
I think you posted pictures of your food that you ate online on your social
Yeah,
media. And I
yeah,
looked at that and I said, damn, that would have
yeah.
been nice.
Now, I want to get into my portion of this. Dave, before we get into it, I want to be polite here. Is there anything else you'd like to report about Ottawa? Because it sounds like it was unremarkable.
I did go to Chick-fil-A, and
They have a Chick-fil-A in Ottawa?
they have two. They have one in one of the big malls.
Wow. Okay, this is breaking news.
Yeah, and I enjoy Chick-fil-A. It's a good
I like
fast
I
food
like those
joint.
fries an
The waffle
awful lot.
fries, yeah, yeah.
Coming in from the chat, this is pretty good stuff. Durka Johns TV. Quote, what sort of guests are you guys looking for? I understand you're looking for a certain higher echelon than your average low tier guest.
I would say that's accurate. Yeah,
Damn. Yeah, I want people to step up.
yeah,
Since we've banned guests, you and I have stepped up. We go an hour, sometimes more straight. We've been finding great content online to talk about.
I think
We've been
so.
having a lot of laughs. It's pushed me to create a lot more. We're
Yeah,
going to see some of that later on tonight. Yeah, we're with the opposite of low tier and so low that it's funny. You can be low, but how low can you go? Durka John's TV also says, I had Chick-fil-A recently for the first time. It was incredibly disappointed. Well, here's the deal. I think when something is built up so much so, there's only one place to go, and that's down.
we got to remember this is a fast food establishment. It's not, the Lord's restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, I
Was
guess
that
it is
the
kind of the Lord's restaurant because it's closed on Sunday.
Yeah, the fries are good and the sandwich is also good.
Yeah,
Is it, you know, do I run around celebrating like I just, you know, brought a touchdown
yeah,
into the end zone of the Super Bowl? No. It's just like hey, this is good.
yeah. It's good. I would
Okay, so
say
your
as far
your
as fast
highlight
food
was
chicken
eating
goes, it's good.
your highlight was eating fast food chicken.
I think so. That and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well, I went to Toronto, as you mentioned.
Hmm.
Spoiler alert, I
Hey,
went
I
to
haven't watched
see
the whole thing.
it was a bit of a two-parter. I went to see a wrestling show at the SkyDome, which I guess is called the Rogers Center now.
Is it?
I mean, I'm not going to call it that.
That's it's not the arena though. It's a stadium, right?
Yeah, SkyDome. Also coming in, Durka John TV quote, I'll stop interrupting. Sorry. Keep interrupting. Don't apologize.
Yeah,
It's all
never
good in that
apologize
neighborhood.
on this show.
No, no. We interact with us.
Yeah,
God knows no one else is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's SkyDome where the Blue Jays play, and I was also visiting friend of the show, former tech director, one of them, anyways, Andy
Director.
Asaf. You like that? Yeah, he was a technical director on the show.
Okay, sure. Why not?
So are you.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
So was Dimitri.
Yeah, that's true.
So is our friend Carla.
Yeah, Carla Ma. Yeah.
What umbrage are you taking with this? Is it the word director?
Well, director, just based on that, it just seemed like he sort of held a status higher than my own.
No,
Which,
you all shared it.
but
Remember when we did
when
the
you clarified
awards?
that, I'm all on board.
Okay, you were a little touchy. I know that
Yeah,
there was often competitiveness amongst the
yeah.
techs, and
There's
that
tech to tech heat. There's a little tech to tech friction.
I love it. I loved it, and I loved to stir the pot.
Yeah, a healthy competition.
Yes, it makes everyone better.
It pulls everybody up.
I went to see Andy. I had a great time. I stayed with him and his special person. They were my
Ooh,
guests. Oh,
threesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He did a phenomenal job of curating a food tour for my
I'm
tastes.
jealous of that too.
Hamburgers,
Yeah.
Italian hoagies,
Mm-hmm.
Korean food,
Ooh,
cookies.
yum. Cookies.
Oh, yeah. But above and beyond, the worst meal that I had was at the SkyDome.
Yeah, you don't need the
The,
SkyDome.
the prices, it was maybe one of the first times in my life I felt that, hey, this is wrong, man.
What
You
was
can't.
how much you pay for
Well, I'm going to get into it.
okay.
A popcorn was, I believe it was $16. Now, hold on. I didn't buy the damn popcorn. I was with some friends.
Some rich friends.
They forced you to buy a popcorn in a commemorative Blue Jays tub.
Okay.
They didn't serve it in a classic paper container. You had to buy it in the tub.
Okay, so you're paying for the tub separate or what?
Well, I guess it's all wrapped up in the same price.
Okay.
A soda, so a Coke, a Sprite, $13. And they forced you to buy it in a commemorative Blue Jays cup. Cup of coffee, 3.49.
That's pretty good.
It's comparable to Starbucks, Cafe Depot, Java U, Second Cup, Press Cafe. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Columbus.
Yeah, I would say that their coffee is never hot.
Columbus?
It's always been sitting there.
That's
It's
easy.
been a
That's interesting. I've
while.
only had it when it's too hot.
Okay, well then maybe you and I need to go together to balance it out.
Yeah.
So I got a coffee. The seats that we were provided, we had some free tickets.
Whoa.
As far as I understood, the seats were terrible. SkyDome, they were low in the bowl. Now, Dave, you and I experienced this when we also went to a wrestling show, except I complained to guest services. My friend said, these seats are down there. We're just going to stand and watch it in this standing area, which was like a luxury suite, but without any luxuries. I looked down to where the seats were that he indicated to. Excuse me. They were right in front of a series of garbage bins.
Well, at least
I
they're in
told,
front.
yeah, I told you this earlier. So they seated all the guests with garbage. And then I found out that's also where they were keeping the Make-A-Wish kids,
Yeah.
which sickened me. I didn't think it could get, I'm not joking right now. I'm not riffing. I didn't think I could get any more offended by popcorn prices. I thought, this place, they're going to make you take a Blue Jays tub? Huck to.
Tua.
And then I saw, oh, that's where they put these kids who just want to see. I was about to swear. They want to see a wrestling show with their favorite performers.
They want to
They
see
put them
John
in.
Cena.
Well, I'll get to that. That's a real piece of work. They seat them in restricted viewing seats with garbage. I don't think I've ever thrown this term around before. But to the powers at be, do better.
Yeah.
I'm activating my own Joey Swole.
And it's not
You
our
ever seen
job
this
to
guy?
educate you.
You ever seen this guy?
Joey Swole?
Yeah, he stands for gym etiquette.
Yeah.
This guy gets people. He's like a canceller on the good side. He
He's
gets
like,
people.
stop filming yourself
Yeah,
exercising and expecting other people to respect it.
which should go without saying. But
Yeah.
we're in an age of entitlement. Anyways, I'm getting off the dusty trail here.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this show, and
Swollen
right around,
members.
yeah, the last match is about to get started. All the wrestlers are coming out, and it occurs to me, this is my last chance to eat dinner. It's getting late. I'm walking around the concourse, stretching my legs, and I'm like, well, I guess this chicken tenders combo isn't bad. Chicken tenders and fries, $17. So, when you go to one of these events, you're basically just looking to maximize the best deal
You
amongst
want
the
the value, the high value item.
yes.
This
I,
is a meal, but it also is
yeah.
reasonable. and it's going to fill me up. I'm not going to get two of them.
But then I see a similar item called the grub tub.
You're eating out of a tub.
Yeah.
You and the
So
Make-A-Wish
I
kids
go to
are
the
eating out
counter
of
guy,
tubs
and
next to the garbage can.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what they call the Make-A-Wish kids. Put them down there with the grub tubs.
Yeah.
I said to the guy, "Hey, what's the difference between the tenders and fries combo and the grub tub?" And then he starts acting shifty.
Okay.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'll give it to you." I said, "Well, how many tenders come in the grub tub?" He goes, "It's 3, but I'll give you 4, and I'm gonna just give you some wings too. Hey, do you want a drink?" I said, "Yes." And then he said, "Do you want anything else?" And I said, "No," but I realized I should have asked for a little ice cream that comes in a commemorative Blue Jays hat.
Cup.
So, well, it's a little hat cup.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I said cup.
They
Just
they give me this giant Blue Jays cup,
okay. Hat.
and then there's a bowl that pops in and locks, and they put all the food in the grub tub.
Oh yeah.
Fries, tenders, wings, and then you put the straw in the middle. So you get you walk around if you wanted to, sipping on your drink, popping in, you know, toaster oven cooked food.
Pop it and lock it all the way to your seat.
This thing, I did a rough calculation. It should have cost me close to $55.
This guy really hooked you up.
Yeah, I got it for $25, which is still egregious.
That's a lot of money. Now I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think that this guy was looking to like he was over his job and he was just like, I'm looking to liquidate
It's the end of the night.
merchandise.
He's looking to just burn off,
Okay.
inventory.
So it wasn't
instead of
anything about you necessarily. He wasn't like, this guy needs a little bit extra help.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
He just wanted to get rid of it.
Okay.
So at this point,
So you're eating the garbage.
Yeah, I'm eating the garbage that would have gone into the bins in front of the Make-A-Wish kids.
Right.
All right. So the show gets done, and my friend goes, "Oh, look, you got this commemorative cup. Are you going to take it with you?" So I'm not going to walk down the street carrying a big Blue Jays cup. Someone's going to mug me. They're going to know I'm some like I'm a mark on the street, ready to be like, this guy's not from here. Let's get him. It's not even baseball season.
No, it's a wrestling event.
So I jump into a cab. Cab driver starts complaining that the wrestling fans are all cheap.
So he's already done a few lifts then.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't done any. And I go, "Why do you say that?" He goes, "Look, they're all walking. No one's asking for cabs. They're cheap." He says, ice hockey. He called it ice hockey. As opposed to what? Fire hockey?
Air hockey?
Yeah.
He's picking people up from the air hockey tournament.
He says, ice hockey, cheap. Baseball, cheap. And at this point, I just stop answering him and I stop talking. I like talking to cab drivers. They have a lot of fun insight. Sure. And that was my experience at the Rogers SkyDome.
I'm sorry.
Did you get another text about your upcoming threesome?
No, I was reading Durka John's TV message.
Oh, we're getting DMs.
Yeah.
We're getting DMs.
It's getting a little bit nasty in the DMs.
Yeah, open it up. It's just nude photos.
Yeah.
You'll
see Durka's John.
there was a downside to my trip.
Yeah. What's that?
I somehow lost my passport flying domestically.
Why did you even take your passport?
I always take it just in case you need. I have no other ID.
I guess you don't have a driver's license. You have a Medicare card.
I have my Medicare card, but I went to this Billy Bishop airport, which this thing is a ghost town.
I don't even know. That sounds like a guy. It sounds like
the
guy who
guy.
interviewed Trump when he said,
yeah, on
the
Fox
B-word.
News.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of those late. They have Fox News.
Billy Bishop on Access Hollywood.
There's like these like sound effect shows where it's the intro to the show. Yeah. So I go there and I get to security, but they asked me to take my shoes off, which I didn't usually don't have to do in Canada.
Yeah,
I
normally
didn't have to
that's
do it
not
on
a
the way in.
domestic thing.
Well, I had to. And it's because someone in front of me said, "Hey, should we take our shoes off?" And I think the guy just thought, "Yeah,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah, sure, why not?
So I took out my passport because we're putting it on the
Take our
tubs. I
cocks
was like,
out? Sure,
"Do
yeah.
I? Yeah, sure. Hey, do you want to like suck it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me make sure it's ready for air travel." It's 10. It's after 10. This show's not for families.
Yeah, yeah. It's not your mom
So I
and
took my
pop TV
passport out
show.
because you're getting ready to go through this thing,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Nah, you don't need that." I put it back in my bag. I get back into Montreal, and I notice that the pouch that I put it in is open. This passport's gone.
Shit.
But when I got to Billy Bishop, I was like, "Oh, I'm just is this all the one gate? Because it's a tiny airport." The lady's like, "Yeah, what flight are you taking?" "Oh, it's in an hour." She goes, "Oh, there's one leaving now. Do you want to leave now?" Yes, yes, I do. So I went from getting home early, then I was at the damn airport trying to get to customer service to get like, "Hey, can you check the plane?" And then it ended with like, they're not cleaning it tonight. They're gonna clean it tomorrow." And the customer service like, "Do you know what seat you were in?" And I said, "No." "Where's your boarding pass?" I was like, "I left it on the plane." "Who takes it with them?" I said, "I only have my information for the second flight, which I didn't take." So now I don't know if I'm ever gonna get my passport back. And otherwise, a great trip.
Nice. Well, so you still haven't gotten your passport.
No, it's gone. But there
Shit.
was an interesting turn of events when I got to the airport because at Billy Bishop, the Access Hollywood host slash airport,
Airport.
you got to take a an elevator up to the airport. So I get into the elevator, and there's only three buttons. There's close, open, and then this random one. I'm just staring at it because I don't know what to do. And this lady pushes it, and I said, "Well, she said something. I was like, I guess I'm following your lead." I end up talking with this lady all the way to security, through security at the
Wait, hold on.
gate.
What does the button do?
It took us up to the air, just a magic button.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm talking to this lady in the elevator, through security, through the airport, up to the gate, and then we're just hanging out in the gate because she's like, "I don't know where to go. I get anxious that I'm gonna go to the wrong gate." So we're just shooting the breeze. I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna go check if this is all one gate." And that's when I say, "Oh, they're putting me on this other flight. I guess this is goodbye." And she leaned in and hugged me. And
That's nice.
I said, "We're already hugging already." And
Did
she
you
goes,
have?
"Well,
Was what bonded you two? Just the elevator ride?
well, we spent about 15 minutes together,
Okay.
start to finish."
Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe one time I had a plane ride with a guy, and we like exchanged numbers at the end of it.
Did you ever contact each other?
No.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Who initiated? Was it you or him?
Well, we were just chatting, and this guy was
And he leaned in and he hugged you.
he was a flamenco guitar player, and I was telling him about improv comedy, and he was telling me about
Yeah,
flamenco guitar playing, and there's a lot of
yeah.
similarities between the two. It's like a very improvisational guitar player. Well, I have no idea, and he was like, "Hey," he took out a little notebook. He didn't have a phone, and then he was like, "I'm gonna write your number down. Give me your
Yeah,
email."
okay. So yeah, you would do it like the rest of us. I'd give a fake number.
Yeah, okay.
And then I would tell the story on that there's this flamenco guy wanted my number. I gave him a fake number. So this lady leaned in and hugged, and then I went to my gate and I thought, what if she was the one?
How old was she?
No,
Okay, but like
I didn't ask.
she's in the range
But
of being the
I
one.
learned a lot. I learned a lot about her. I
Yeah.
learned that she works in the realtor business.
Okay. Oh no,
Because
Terry, that's pretty good.
at some point I was talking about, because she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do when you get home?" I was like, "I'm gonna clean my do my laundry. I've run out of underwear."
Hmm. Did she find that funnier, or did she find it off-putting?
Well, I wasn't even saying it as a joke.
Hmm.
And then I was like, but I was like, I got to make sure I have enough change. And then she started talking about, well, I bought a place. I have my own laundry machines and it changes everything. And I said, yeah, that's like You don't realize as a kid having your own laundry machines would be an awesome luxury to have.
Now, did you find this woman appealing in any way?
Yeah, I didn't think about it much. I was just very hyper like these things don't happen often. Am I in like a rom-com?
This is
Is
very
it
rom
a
com. Yeah.
is it a meet cute?
This is serendipity. This is you. You're
Yeah.
John Cusack, and she's was it Elizabeth Hurley? No.
Who cares?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But you should call her.
Oh, I don't have her number.
Well, then you should go back to the airport. Maybe she'll
Billy Bishop.
yeah, go back to Billy Bishop.
I called the airport just like, hey, out of curiosity, did anyone find a passport? This guy was talking to me, like I was asking the most absurd question he's ever heard. It's like I said, you guys find a lizard? I left my iguana there. He's like,
So
he goes, well, where were you in the airport? What do you think?
on the plane.
Yeah, I was on the plane. I was in security. So that guy can rot.
But here's what's gonna happen is
They're not going to find it.
she's gonna find it. It's gonna be like tucked off in her like coat. She's gonna open up. She's like, oh, this is James McGee.
How is it in her coat?
I don't know. Maybe you guys bumped into each other backwards when you're going to press
Maybe
the
she
button.
pickpocketed me while we were hugging.
Or maybe she's a thief. Yeah,
She's like, I got to figure out more about this boy.
this
Reached
boy.
into my Herschel. And then she Googled me and she goes, ugh, he does a live stream? Yuck.
Oh, and it's with Dave Kaufman. Gross.
Yeah.
yeah.
He has threesomes with his family?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And they
He went
said,
to Africa for the weekend.
yeah. Here's the thing. Why do you need guests when we've done 42 minutes
It's been
on our
42
weekend?
minutes. Okay.
Yeah, but look, this is entertaining. I want to get into this. I'm a little nervous about opening this DM. Should I be nervous?
Yeah.
Durka Johns TV.
hmm
It sounds like it could be one of those, like Lou Gehrig's disease. Durka Johns disease. Durka Johns,
Sounds
we're
like a
going to
diner.
open DM. God bless you. Okay. Okay, so this is starting off very interesting. It begins with, we went to the same high school. I hope this doesn't end with, I'm coming to kill you. My name is Derek Johns. Oh, okay, so we've outed you. Derek Johns disease sounds like an even more believable illness than Durka Johns disease. This guy's a good guy. Quote, I was maybe in Sec 1 when you were in Sec 5. If I'm not mistaken, I saw you host the variety show and was very impressed. This is true. I did host my high school's variety show.
You told me about this
Yeah,
probably
last
a week
week.
ago.
Yeah.
Still bragging about it.
You left an impression on me, and from that moment on, I decided I was going to go into entertainment in some capacity. I later studied theater at Dawson College. I transitioned later into doing film and television acting. I am now on my third season of The Boys on Amazon Prime. Thank
Yeah.
you for inspiring me. I am also follow it cut off. Wow. In the arms of the angel. Hey, Derek Johns, you've done more with your life as an entertainer than I have ever done, and this is why.
Both of us combined.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
As a favor, I think you got to get Dave and myself cast on this show.
Yeah, we're a couple of boys.
Yeah, we're just
we're just a couple
boys,
of boys,
right?
Yeah.
This is a very sweet message. Let's this is very, very kind. I'm touched by this. Dave, I have to tell you, I crushed at my variety show.
I know you have to tell me. You told me last week.
Yeah, I am writing this.
You've been writing for a solid two
You know
decades.
how like there's some of these guys who are like, I was a great quarterback in school.
Yeah.
We won the
As they're
championship.
sweeping up a building at 7 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's at the school.
Yeah,
I used
exactly.
to be the king of this school.
I used to own
I
this
remember-
school.
I remember ran a touchdown into the end zone. It was us, Laurentian Regional High, the Bears, and we were playing up against St. Sophie. And after that touchdown, I smooched Melissa Pacciomaglia. I'll never get those days. That was me, but mine's
The
I
next day, I
hosted.
was diagnosed with Derek John's disease. My life's been shit ever since.
This guy's a great guy.
Sounds like it.
Derek is a very sweet message, and congratulations on the success. That's very cool.
Very cool.
Dave, we don't know the effect we can have in either a positive or negative way.
It's true. To the one person watching this show, it could change
That's
their
look, I'm going
life.
to tell you right now, this Derek Johns writes, it's terminal.
Well,
This person is someone who gets
he
it.
gets it. Absolutely.
The other people on this show, hello, where are you? Yeah, they're rotting right now in at-home prison, waiting for their parole hearing. Dave, I want to talk about something that we touched on. I don't even remember if it was last week or the week before. It was the fact that I've been getting groped as of late during performances. You shouldn't laugh.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Absolutely not. It's not funny.
Uh, I talked about it.
It's a very serious issue.
I talked about it. It was last week, I think. It's all been a blur.
Yeah.
The other day, I was performing, and Dave, I am sad and dismayed to say that it happened once again.
Unbelievable. The warnings that we put out, the good sort of public service announcements we've been saying have been falling on
Yeah.
deaf ears, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've prepared another image to let people know what is right, but in this case, what is wrong, a guide to inappropriate touching. And this one is very close to my heart for a variety of reasons, because this one is essentially a guide to what happened to me yesterday. So, Dave, whenever you're ready, we're going to bring it up on screen for the people watching. So, if you're only listening, so Dave, let's leave this up on screen, full image. I want people to understand the gravity and gravitas of this. The other day, I was performing an old lady, and you think they would know better, but they don't. She came up to me, she hugged me, and then with both hands began squeezing my rear end for about 15 to 20 seconds. This is exactly what it looked like. Dave, immediate impressions.
That ain't right, James. That ain't right.
No.
It's
It feels
wrong.
like you want to laugh again, Dave.
Well, I think that it's a double standard, sure, but I would say that it's a bit more comical when a man gets groped than when
And it
a
shouldn't
woman
be.
does. It shouldn't be, no, for
It
sure
shouldn't
not.
be.
But it doesn't mean that's not, though.
I found out that some people, not unlike the story I told a couple weeks ago, they went up to her and they said, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Well, I didn't know."
Didn't know.
She didn't know. It was like this. And it was such an
Full
interesting.
cupping squeezes, eh?
I've never felt that in my life, David.
I'm sorry. Okay, the David was funny. Can I
Yeah.
laugh at the David?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up. So I'm trying to get the pictures on this image too, but so I'm a bit distracted. I apologize. I'm back
Yeah.
back
So
into it.
so
I
so
pulled
this
up
all
the
to say,
picture again,
yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the image.
Mm-hmm.
So in case you don't know, this week I've added arrows. This is one of the areas you shouldn't touch, and this is all part of At Home with James, Guide to Inappropriate Touching with James. Now, I think there's some confusion. I think people thought that I was providing a guide on how to inappropriately touch people.
Yeah, so I think that part of that is due to the sort of phrasing of the guide.
Sure.
You probably should have a guide to not inappropriate touching,
Yeah.
or a
Okay.
guide a guide against inappropriate touching. Maybe.
It's too late to change it now.
But right now, it's a guide to inappropriate touching, which kind of implies that it's telling you how to do it.
Fair enough. Okay, so I do want to bring up picture number 2, and this is just a reminder for people.
Sure. It's coming up right now.
A particular area that is off limits,
Yeah.
and we know that that area, as mentioned last week, is the rear end.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, have you been groped? Probably
we
not,
spoke
because
about
you're
this.
because you're laughing.
No, I've been groped.
All right.
It's happened to me, James. And I wouldn't recommend it.
All right.
You don't touch the booty.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, we got to come up with some type of quote for this. But Dave, I do want to remind people that I discovered something last week,
Sure.
and it was a book that you had written with your nom de plume. We
Okay.
know you as David Kaufman. Your author name is Dave Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like for us to remind people or enlighten people for the first time. Let's take a look at this book that you published not too long ago.
Right, the
Or
one that I published,
yes.
of course.
Now I know that you had a hard time pronouncing the title last week, so why don't we, which I find weird since you wrote it.
Yeah, I had difficulty pronouncing my own book.
Yeah,
Foolish me for naming it such a thing,
yeah,
because I clearly wrote this myself,
yeah.
and it's well, for one, it's a number one New York Times bestseller, and I go by my nom de plume Dave, and it's called Inappropriate Schmimappropriate.
No, take that one again.
It's not that?
There's only one M in there.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Yeah,
It's Inappropriate Schminappropriate.
that's right.
Thank you. A Guide to Touching Where You Want, When You Want by Dave Kaufman. And the cover image is my LinkedIn profile pic.
Yeah, which I thought if you were trying to go for a mysterious author type, you made some questionable decisions with your nom de plume as well as your image.
Yeah, yeah. I think, this
Not to,
is.
yeah, people might see this and go, hey, I didn't know KD Lang wrote a book.
Sure, sure.
There's some references that people are really going to laugh and enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. They might ask, it's an interesting book by a female pickleball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I wrote this book is because I have a mental illness.
Well, look, clearly you had some fans
Yeah. Oh,
of this book. I mean, you have to if it's a New York Times #1
it's
bestseller.
true. A lot of people are buying it.
Yeah, so after last week, I did some research on what some of the people were saying online, and I found some tweets. And, it's a lot of names with numbers like Mike 330716 and a lot of
Sure.
kind of strange usernames
It might
like,
be a Russian bot farm kind of account.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then I started seeing some real names, and then I was shocked to find that both a former as well as current president had commented on your book, and I couldn't help but clip this to show on the air. This might be the biggest review your book has ever received. So, yeah, Dave, this one comes from the president of the United States, Donald Trump. Dave, you want to read this tweet?
Sure. It's interesting that he's posting from his X account when normally, recently, he's been posting from his
Well,
Truth
Dave,
Social.
if you look, this is from last year.
Oh, right. Yeah. This is before he regained the presidency. Tremendous book. Inappropriate, Schminappropriate by Dave Kaufman. So much insight, so much truth. A huge success on the failing, very dishonest, my apologies, New York Times
Wait,
bestseller
are you
list.
apologizing as Trump?
Yes. Even they couldn't deny it. A must read. Dave did an incredible job. Tremendous job.
So, Dave, you must have known about this. The president and former president's lust for
I
your book.
heard about it, but it's hard to trust what's out there. There's a lot of fake news out there, James. So
Yeah, of
I
course.
wasn't sure if this was a piece of fake news.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not the only one being retweeted by the sort of MAGA movement in my neighborhood. There's an author who also teaches at Concordia named Gad Sad, who I've seen around the block.
Okay, so you're just outing this guy on the show.
Well, yeah, sure, why not? I guess
Yeah,
I
you're
shouldn't
right.
be doing
Who
that.
cares? Yeah.
And yeah, Elon retweets him. So this isn't. So I'm the second most popular MAGA guy in NDG.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you're coming out of the closet as a MAGA guy.
I guess I phrased
Yeah,
all
you just
this
did. Yeah.
quite poorly, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll put MAGA Dave
Or
down as a
people who
potential.
that movement appreciates, I guess.
So you.
I mean, you saw the tweet. I
Yeah,
didn't write it.
I want to I want to read inappropriate schmin appropriate.
You want to
How'd
read
you
it?
land on that? Why'd you title it that?
Well, I wanted something to sort of lighten the mood from the serious topic, the serious subject matter.
You wanted to add some levity to it.
Some
Well, Trump,
levity.
yeah, Trump loved it,
Yeah.
but the thing about him is he blows.
Well, he
I know
appreciates
people
me.
have been watching this show, waiting
Yeah.
anxiously for years for us to take a political
When are we
stance.
going to endorse a candidate? Well,
Yeah,
I'd like to announce that I'm endorsing Kamala Harris for
yeah.
president.
Well, it's too late to jump ship now, MAGA Dave.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Trump blows,
Yeah.
right? No one would be sad if that guy got hit in the head with a guitar.
Well,
Imagine that breaking news. President Trump assaulted with guitar.
yeah, or it's like the Kirsten Novoselic thing where he throws it in the air and it lands on his head.
Oh, right. So yes, Trump at like
Assaults
like
himself.
yeah. Some country singers like, hey Donald, got a guitar for you, and Trump, in an effort to be cool, throws it in the air. The guitar. Breaking news: President Trump launches guitar into the air, and it hits him on the head on the way down.
Yeah. What's
What type of guitar do you think would be best? Like, would is the funniest guitar to see him get hit with?
the funniest?
Les Paul.
Why Les Paul? Those are heavy, man.
Exactly.
I got one of them behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas.
Yeah, I might just toss it in the air.
Breaking news: Montreal man travels to Trump rally to hit him with Les Paul guitar. Trump wrestles it from would-be assaulter, throws it into the air, and hits his head on the way down.
Fake news.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, we start breaking literal fake news on the show.
Yeah. I've had enough
Right.
of this
So,
guy.
yeah, yeah. He sucks, and I was thinking there's a lot of people. Oh God. Okay, let's just hold the phone here. Boss Fracture, one of the all-time. You can't have a 5-year anniversary celebration without this rough and tumble customer.
Sure.
Quote, bit wordy that headline. Well, we'll send it to someone to punch up.
Yeah,
Welcome back. All the stars are out tonight.
for sure.
It got me thinking that we need to find a way to really differentiate on this show the good from the bad. Dave, we have a big announcement, which I don't think could come at a better time.
I love announcements.
We're adding something to the show.
Okay.
Dave, I want you to let's just bring the reveal on screen right now.
It's on screen.
As people are waiting with bated breath.
It's up there.
We are proud. Yeah, leave it up there. We are proud to announce
Mm-hmm.
the At Home with James human toilet. Now, when people think about human toilet, I think they think like, oh, it's someone who's got a fetish for getting crapped on. Which, Dave, I don't want to kink shame you.
No, of course not.
On this show, it's where we put human filth. Periodically, we're going to be adding people to the at-home human toilet. We're going to flush them. Check out, Dave, what are your... Dave, what do you think about this image? Just leave it up. I want you to take me through your immediate thoughts.
Well, I like the junkyard dog. The flames. Sometimes I've been on the toilet. It's felt like there's been flames in there.
Well, who hasn't?
Yeah, amen to that. One of the boys. That was a reference. Didn't really work out.
Yeah, bathroom boy.
But we're bathroom boys, yeah.
We're bathroom boys.
and
Of
then
course we have diarrhea on the toilet.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's next to it. I noticed there's a product of mine, actually.
Yeah, this segment that's going to be sticking around for the foreseeable future is sponsored by Dave's Drive Quality Lager Beer, the beer for driving.
Yeah.
The beer that you brewed specifically for people that like to drink and
Yeah,
drive.
so before I was an author and spent all my time writing books,
I think the beer came after.
oh, did the beer come after? Sorry, I need to write an autobiography so I can get these things in order.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was an author, and then I became a brew master. And one of the
Yeah.
brews that I mastered was Dave's Drive, a quality lager beer. It's the beer for driving.
Just everything I just said.
Dave's Drive.
Yeah.
Get behind the wheel and take a sip.
But watch out. You might spill your beer. So it's the official sponsor of the human toilet. As part of the 5-year anniversary celebration, we're going to be putting people in the human toilet. Dave, I noticed that you didn't remark on the cool flames.
I did.
Wait, why'd you?
I, I was like, I did mention them.
I don't think that you did.
There's only 5 things in the image, James.
Well, you didn't mention the chain.
James, there's only 5 things in the image.
No, when you're creating an image, James, you've got to have 5 things. For people who don't know, we basically replaced Dimitri Kirez, regular contributor, with an impersonation of Dimitri Kirez.
It's one of my favorite improv games, James. Those are 5 things.
Let's not talk about improv, Dave. It's past 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Actually, no, I do want to talk about improv for a brief second. Again, in the chat, Durka Jones TV writes, God, I got to find it here. This was before I was talking about my derriere. Can you tell me where you perform? I wouldn't mind catching one of these performances. You're not a stripper, are you? No, I'm not a stripper. I want to discourage groping. You can find me almost every Thursday at Theater VME in the heart of the Mile End. Search Variations Mile End Improv, or Theater VME on the World Wide Web. As long as no one's coming to kill me, please.
Yeah, don't kill James.
Dave,
Guys, don't kill
Dave,
James.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
DKJ.
Hey, from Excalibur.
We don't want you to kill James.
Don't kill James, James.
Yeah.
He mentioned the cool flames right after mentioning the junkyard dog.
Excalibur 890.
Coming to my rescue as my savior.
Corrected I am. Thank you very much. Dave, March 16th is when things kick off. We celebrate 5 years to the day. A special Sunday night episode.
There's been 5 years, James.
Not yet. Not
true.
yet.
That's true.
It'll hit we're so close to, I mean, we're in the 5th year. It's about to reach 5 years of completion.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I can taste it.
Yeah, I'm getting tingly.
Yeah.
We gotta go big for that one. I'm telling you right now, I've confirmed past guests. And these are people that they extend beyond the banning. They're not part of the ban. These are legends. These are Mount Rushmore.
They're
types.
grandfathered in.
They are absolutely grandfathered in.
Okay.
Dave, the one thing that I want to corner you on is this.
Easy.
I want to start at 9 o'clock.
For that show?
For every show moving forward.
Well, I can guarantee that show we can do it, and I can try my darndest for the other ones too, James.
All right, I'll take it.
James, I'm going to try my darndest.
Dave tries the darndest things, a new segment on this show.
Hosted by Bill Cosby.
Dave, can you believe what Dave tried to do? He tried to do something that was dark. Yeah.
He's
Dave,
telling his cellmate.
Is there? Yeah. I actually think he was released.
Well, sure, but that show started when he was in prison. It was
part of his Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Bill, for your last meal, can I trade it for a last wish? I don't see why not. Well, I wish to get out of prison.
Aww.
Damn it. Now we got to let him out.
Yeah.
Dave, any predictions? This is a good segue of who's going to be the first inductee into the human toilet.
I'm going to put Bill Cosby
you can't say
in
me.
there.
All right, you're predicting Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dave, that's it for tonight. We've done it again, as they say, and by they, I mean me.
Mm-hmm.
We'll catch you a week from yesterday. We are back next Monday for more goodness. Let's just hope I haven't been groped again by then. For those of us
You
watching for
you
the
need a
first
calendar.
time,
Sorry to interrupt. You need like
yeah.
a. It's been 2 days since being groped.
Well, right now I'm about to hit 1 day.
Yeah, one
I'm
day.
about to hit 1 day since being groped. For the people watching for the first time, the new supporters, the Durka Jones TVs of the world, thank you. Congratulations on your success from both Dave and I. For the old timers like Boss Fracture, God, welcome back. Your dream was your ticket out. Don't be a stranger. Until then, I am James. That's Dave. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. And of course, be well.